Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is CDUB Studio bringing you a new deck for Best of One Alchemy Ranked. Today is a lifelink green and white deck that I have created. Um, Started in gold and ended up finishing in platinum. So pretty good deck. Had a lot of good games, a lot of good wins, some forced concedes. So just wanted to quickly go over the deck with you guys. We have 4 copies of Lunarch Veteran. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life, and then if it dies, you can cast it again for 2 for its disturb cost. And it's flying 1/1. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, you gain a life. And then if it were to be put into a graveyard, we exile it instead. 4 copies of Tamiyo Safekeeping. Target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn, and we gain 2 life. Really great for helping us buff our creatures that get +1/+1 counters for gaining life. So great to have in the deck. Prevents instant removal or fighting cards or sorceries, board wipes, anything like that, by giving it hexproof and indestructible. Angel of Unity, 4 copies of this. Flying lifelink. Whenever Angel of Unity enters the battlefield or you cast a party spell, choose a party creature card in your hand. It perpetually gains +1/+1. So this is really great for giving other cards in your hand, other creatures in your hand, an additional +1/+1 counter when it enters the battlefield. 2 copies of Takedown that also can function as a land, and it deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control the target creature or planeswalker, so instant removal speed and land if we need to use it for that. 4 copies of Voice of the Blessed. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Voice of the Blessed. As long as Voice of the Blessed has 4 more counters on it, it has Flying and Vigilance, which is really awesome. And then as long as Voice of the Blessed has 10 or more counters on it, it has Indestructible. So being able to attack with a creature, have you gain life, and then have it become flyer as well as vigilance is great. And then the icing on the cake is for it just being able to have indestructible. So being able to attack and block and be indestructible is pretty awesome. So 4 copies of Prosperous Innkeeper helps us ramp by creating a treasure token when it enters the battlefield, and then whenever another creature enters the battlefield under my control, we gain 1 life. So works really well with Voice of the Blessed. It works well with the Moon Dancer as well. So that's really good to have in the deck. Ranger class, whenever you play it, we create a 2/2 green wolf creature token, and then we can level it up for 2, and whenever we attack, we put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. And then for 4, if we level it up to level 3, we can look at the top card of your library at any time. You can cast a creature spell from the top of your library. So good card to have. Got 2 copies of that in the deck. Moon Dancer. Whenever we gain life, we put a +1/+1 counter on the Moon Dancer, and we get to scry. So being able to scry to make sure that we're hitting the cards that we need for the opponent that we're facing, or if we need a land or whatever we need to get, being able to scry and move stuff to the bottom of our deck if we're not interested on what's on top is really great. And then on top of that, this card can grow really quickly, so anytime we gain life, we're putting +1/+1 counters on it, and she's a low casting cost creature, so only 2 mana. So really great card to have in the deck. This works really well with the Prosperous Innkeeper, with the Veteran, and with the Voice of the Blessed. Those kind of are our big creatures on the battlefield. Righteous Valkyrie. Got 4 copies of this flying. Whenever another angel or cleric enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to the creature's toughness, and as long as you have at least 7 more life than your starting total, creatures you control get +2/+2. So this card works really well. If we gain over the 7 life, all of our creatures get a buff. And then on top of that, this also allows us to gain life equal to creature's toughness. So being able to pump up our Voice of the Blessed as well as our Moon Dancer with this card is really great as well. And then Skyclave Apparition, being able to remove target non-land, non-token permanent we don't control with mana value 4 or less. So being able to remove a creature from the opponent, or an enchantment or an artifact that's in our way or are causing us problems, being able to drop this, perpetually gain some life, and then on top of that remove that threat off the board so that we can swing in. Great to have. So we have 4 copies of that in this deck. And then the Wandering Emperor Planeswalker. Flash, and as long as Wandering Emperor entered the battlefield this turn, you may activate her loyal abilities anytime you could cast an instant. So basically being able to play her on the opponent's turn when they're attacking, and then we can -2 and we can exile a target tap creature that they control, gain life, buff our creatures, and remove a threat off of the board is really great. And then being able to +1 and put a counter on one of our creatures and have it gain first strike until end of turn. So pretty great card to have in the deck. Fairly new addition for the latest set. Enjoy having her in the deck. We also have the legendary land in our deck, and being able to discard it for 2, and we can destroy target artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land in opponent control. So by doing that, we can get rid of an enchantment, an artifact, or we can get rid of one of the creature lands that the opponent may have that's threatening us. So a great card to have. Also functions as a land if we need it. And then we have Blooming Sands, being able to gain a life, enters tapped, being able to help buff our creatures by playing some Blossoming Sands. And then, of course, we have the pathways, so making sure that we're able to cast our creatures and our spells, and making sure that we have the correct mana that we need. And then Overgrown Farmland, being able to play this and have it be a dual land is really great. I think the big change that I would make in this deck is I would put more Overgrown Farmlands in. I've only got 1 copy because currently that's all I have crafted for it. So, but that's pretty much the deck, guys. We only have 21 lands in here, but we have nothing more than 4 mana cost for throughout the entire deck. So really cheap spells, so not a need to have 24 lands in this deck. So yeah, so I mean our average cost overall is 2.2. So that's pretty much the deck, guys. So without further ado, we're gonna go play some best of 1 Alchemy and see how we do. Alright guys, let's do it. Let's grind that to the bottom. Most of the cards in our deck are 3 mana cost or lower. I play Blooming Sands so that Overgrown Farmland comes into play untapped. And we're gonna play Skyclave to get rid of that. Play Righteous Valkyrie here. really worth blocking. Double Innkeeper here. No attacks, end our turn. Play Safekeeping. Attacking with our Righteous Valkyrie. We got Voice of the Blessed to help us. Gonna try another Rebuke. We're gonna Tamiyo again. Got him. I think we're gonna mulligan here. We only have one true land. Takedown we could use as a land, but then we don't have a great way of ramping, so I think we're gonna mulligan. It still isn't great, but I think we'll keep it. End our turn. Want to keep our veteran on the battlefield. Wow. We'll get our Angel of Unity. Alright, so we get to choose a creature in our party from our hand, and we're going to choose Voice of the Blessed for that. So when it comes out, it'll get an additional +1 counter. Attack in so that we can start drawing the Voice of the Blessed. We're gonna block. Land's indestructible. We gain 2 life. We put another counter on it. We get to kill his creature. Play our land for the turn. Get our Moon Dancer. And attack it. Gain some more life. Way here prevents him from getting a card. Put out another Angel of Unity out. Attack in. Dance is good, we'll keep that on top. I imagine he's going to attack with Spirit of the Elder Guard. If he does, I don't think we'll block with our Moon Dancer because we'll get more tokens on it next turn. Alright, so block here, block here. Oh, I forgot, she's a legendary. Yeah, and that's, that was enough. Alright, so made it out of gold into platinum. So that's good. This deck has been working really well. One's going first. We don't have a way to gain any sort of life early game with these Voice of the Blessed or the Moon Dancers, so I think we're going to mulligan. I think we'll keep this. It's a little bit better. I'm still short on land, but at least we can make some plays. We'll take the scry. I think we need another land. I'm gonna put that on the bottom. We'll get Innkeeper out. Next turn we'll get Moon Dancer. We can live with that. Get another life here. No attacks. We want him to put his enchantments on the Rune Forge champion, like he just did. If we can take it away with Skyclave. No attacks from the opponent. This is a bless. We will keep that. We'll attack in for 5. Our turn. No blocks. Get out an Angel of Unity as well. Hoping for 1 untapped land so that we can get the Wandering Emperor out next turn. Blocks. On land. That is not a land. For 1, that'll pump our Virtual Blast. Yeah, we're gonna go down to 1, I think. Nope, we're gonna go down to 1. There's a Skyclave here. Oh wow, and he scooped that? Okay. I guess his eggs were all in that basket. I'll take it. Not impressed with this hand. Probably gonna mulligan. This is better. I think we'll put the Skyclave back. Alright, so Lunarch veteran first. Next turn, Innkeeper. So there might be considerations for doing the Moon Dancer this turn, just being a 3/3 and keeping him from attacking in, but he's got snow-covered mountains and plains, so he's probably running removal. So I think what we want to do is we want to get us in a position where when we're dropping our creatures that gain life, we can try to maximize our value there and prevent them from being able to kill our creatures easily. So we'll let them have it. Alright, so she's gonna come down as a 5/5. Yep, so that's what we that's kind of what we expected to happen. Okay, we got a backup Moon Dancer. A lot. Try this again. We can do better than that. Of course. Yeah, we'll take that. Let's play this as a land, just because we know what's on top. No attacks. It's fine. Alright, so this has gotten destructible, so we'll kill the wolf. Tough choices here. I think we go Valkyrie. We'll take that. No attacks. We have a 7/7 as a blocker. Hopefully we can start being able to be more aggressive. Wow, 3 ranger classes. We'll get our Voice of the Blessed. Takedown seems okay. Good game. Opponent's telling us good game. And that's game. That was a good game. Yeah, the Werewolves is a hard it's a hard deck to beat, so I will take that victory. Alright guys, so we had some good games. I thought the deck worked really well. It's a pretty good life gain deck. It's got some really strong cards that work together and have really good synergies between each other. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoyed today playing ranked Alchemy, moving from gold to platinum, and even playing some people in diamond and still winning. So you know, I think this deck is really good for what it is. So yeah, so guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Look out for more videos in the future. And as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This is CDUB Studio signing out.